we have the ROGUE Abram GHD today. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 pieces. So when you get your delivery, you should get your swing arms. Okay, so you've got swing arm here and crossovers. And then you've got your feet, you've got your rolling pads and your pads for your bum. Then you should get a box with all your hardware in it. So it's going to have all your nuts and bolts and pieces like that. So just collect your pieces, count them all up first. We'll unwrap them and start piecing it together. Yep. So that's it, guys, all unpacked. It actually looks way smaller once you unpack it, which is nice. Less to deal with. So I'll show you in stages how to set it up and put it together. All right, guys, so we've set up our base. Okay, we've got everything loaded up, nice simple setup. So 2 swing arms, or 2 cross beams, sorry, our 2 swing arms, our 2 wheels. And then we just outlaid our bolts so it's nice and clear for you guys to see. So we've got 3.5s with these bolts. Now just be careful because they're very close to the 3.25s. They'll have a washer, as you can see, that goes on before they go on. These ones don't, going through the 3-piece, but both have the spring-loaded washer, okay, plus the nut in the end. So you'll just go through and feed those. We'll do that first and then we'll move forward. Yep. Cool, guys, we've locked off that base and now we're setting up our little stands in the middle. Okay, this is where your facial plating comes in. So we've got these big steel plates you've got. They've got 4 bolts. So set up your 4 bolts. They're coming in from both sides. So when you're looking at the GHD from either side, you'll see that nice flush end of the top of the bolts. So they're your number 1s, your big long ones. You've got heaps of them. So just stand up your 2 centerpieces. Put your plates down to match those. Lay yourself out nice and neat. On the outside, you've got your nuts and your spring-loaded washer. On the inside, all you have is your bolt. You literally just stand them up, okay? Thread them all through on both sides. And that's how you're gonna get your centerpiece nice and stiff, okay? So just literally threading it through. We'll do that for you now. Get those beams set up and then move through to putting the middle piece in. Yeah. Good, guys, so we've got our we've got our centerpieces in place. They're nice and stable, all locked off with our plates. Okay, what I have added on for the next stage is which is still page 3, is just these little pieces here. So this triangle piece, all right, just drops out, just slide on. They don't fit perfectly, okay, just tighten them up and hold it on there. The reason I've done that is that I can get these big pieces and fit this big mummer on. Obviously I've got 2 people, but if you're by yourself, how I would do it is thread these 2 bolts, okay, through this bottom section. So these are your 1s. You can see they've already got a washer on the outside of them. Cool. You thread those through. That's why I put this on. Give you that little bit of support. So you can pick up your big piece by yourself if you don't have any support. And then you can just slide this through here. Okay, because you can start to get a little bit of support from that base. Come back onto these nuts, onto these bolts, and set yourself up for success. So you can see that makes that transition nice and easy. Then we just go through. Okay, we thread our 3.25s through here, and that's pretty much our middle piece, and we lock that off with the same we've been doing. So that's a nice, simple way to get to this stage of the GHD. It's a really nice little way to get that stable. All right, guys. So again, we're going to assemble off-site and then chuck him on top. So we're going to do the feet pads. When you get it, you have these individually, and this will be locked on with this little sexy earring. It's got a little grub screw in it with an Allen key. So just unlock that, slide it off. Turn these bad boys upside down so that the big part is facing into the roller. Okay, all these rollers are the same. You can't put them on backwards. Slide him on. This is the sequence. Okay, rubber, roller, big washer, flat on the inside. Okay, earring on. Tighten your little grub screw. Now, you want this to free spin a little bit because obviously you don't want the same shin getting the indent on that same part. That'll wear that same part out. So get it on nice and tight. Don't go too hectic. A little bit of movement in there. Sweet. So that sequence, if I do it nice and quick, okay, just in, shiny side on the outside, shiny side on the outside, slide him on, 4 earrings on, okay, and from any old time, you can see that's exactly how it should look. So tighten him up. All right, they give you this little lock piece as well. Bring that up, put it in your pocket, grab your feet, little rogue sign on the back, it's gonna face out towards my car. Okay, just slide him straight on the back here. You've got your lock nut, you're gonna pull that and slide it down. Okay, little pin loader. You've got 4 holes in the back here for height. Your little lock screw here. Gonna take him down. Now remember, this just stops it from moving around. That other lock nut that pull screw, that's the main height changer, adjuster. This just locks it tight to the pole. So when we pull that pin, you can slide it up and down. So if you're a bit taller, and that will just tighten it up to the pole. So it's not a big stressed up one, but just get it in, tighten her up, stops that movement. Sweet. All right guys, so we've secured the foot pads. All that's left really to do is the handles, which in turn become the bum pads or the hammy pads or the knee pads if you're doing hip extensions. So it's got a similar setup to that last piece that we did, where you can set up a little anchor up here to slide her into. So we might do that piece and just anchor that on, then build our seats off to the side and just slide it straight into place and lock it up. So yeah, chuck these on first and then we'll move forward. So we'll just slide these straight on, guys. Again, just getting that set up for the next piece, make it nice and easy. Just chuck that spring loaded on. This is a bolt 1, same as we did last time. Cool, so just chuck those 2 pieces in play and that'll be nice and make it nice and stable for your next transition. So I've just flipped over my bum pads, grab our handle, pick her up. Now when I've taken these apart in the past, I've done it the other way, where you sort of anchor it up here first, but this is nice because it just slides down. You can just slide your screws in, your bolts, sorry. Just go opposite corners. Just give you a bit of stability first on both handles. Okay, as you can see, that's how you're gonna tighten them up. So I'll just go through and do the rest of the bolts. So you'll probably agree with me that those bolts are about 20 mil too long. Ooh. Tighten those bad boys up. So just grab your thing by the handles facing out. That's why we set this up before, so you can just slide him in. All right, pretty much the finishing touch is just sliding those bolts through. So lining up your holes, you can probably start at one end now that we're all nice and neat. She's nice and flush. Stick your 2 bolts through, find it from the other end, and then you literally lock her off, and you're good to go. Good to go. Make sure you tighten up those bolts that you forgot. So these 2 here, remember you didn't tighten those up, you just had them soft, okay? So you had them hand tight so that you got like a space in there. So make sure you remember to go back with your ratchet and tighten them back up. And that's it, guys. That's your ROGUE GHD, your Abram. It's nice, eh? Got your wheels on there, pick her up by the handles. Looks pretty good, pretty happy with that. Any questions, drop them in the comments below. Thanks, ROGUE, she's beautiful.